Hi, welcome back to another video. We already know that exercise is the single most important longevity drug that we have, and I've already talked about anti-aging exercises in my previous videos. So, exercise is fantastic for our health, helping us to live longer and better. But is there a type of exercise that is the most effective at doing this? Well, fortunately, in the last couple of years, we have a lot of research that gives us way more information on this topic. And so, in this video, I'm going to show you which type of exercise is the most effective at helping you not only to live longer, but reducing disease and so living a better life. So, make sure you watch till the end of this video to find out my recommendations on how much of each type of exercise you should be focusing on to help us to live longer and healthier as we age. And I don't think it is going to be as much as you think. If you like this video and find this useful, please click the like button. Please leave your comments below and share this video. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my future weekly video release. Please also subscribe to this channel. This is completely free of charge, but will help the channel to grow. Thank you. It is important to point out that besides exercises, nutrition, stress control, and habits that improve your metabolic health and health of your mitochondria are also important to enhance your longevity. Again, I've already covered these topics in my previous videos. Please take a look. Well, we first need to say, broadly speaking, there are three types of exercises. First, aerobic exercises, otherwise known as cardio, where we're enhancing our endurance by challenging our cardiovascular system, thus improving the ability of our heart to pump blood around the body to fuel our cells. And then we have anaerobic exercises or resistance training. We're challenging our muscles so that they break down and they reform to become stronger. And the principle, if you don't use it, you lose it, is very true when it comes to our muscular system. And if we don't consistently challenge our muscle as we age, over time, our bodies will just say, since we're not using these muscles, we may as well just reduce the mass and size, so as to basically make our bodies more efficient in what we are actually doing. So performing strength training is essential for us to maintain our muscle size and strength, preventing muscular atrophy and sarcopenia as we age. And the third type of exercise is stretching or flexibility training, where we're keeping our muscles, tendons, ligaments, and fascias flexible so that we can continue to move our joints through its full range, enabling us to perform these aerobic and strength exercises effectively and pain-free. So before I begin, all three types of exercises, of course, are really important for different aspects of your overall health. But is there one that is more important, particularly when it comes to longevity? Well, here is the research. So the first article I'm going to look at is a systemic review where we look at a whole collection of papers to see if there is a general conclusion. And this particular one was done in 2022, where they were specifically looking at the relationship between strength training and mortality rate. And they found that strength training reduces mortality by up to 27% at 60 minutes per week. So, this clearly shows that strength training is important and does reduce the rate of mortality. But how does it compare with aerobic training? Well, in this second study, they looked at the comparison between the two types of exercises. And they observed around 500,000 of United States adults, and they found that aerobic exercises reduce mortality, which is something I think most of us already know. So this cohort study in 2023, looking at almost 500,000 US adults, found aerobic exercises reduces mortality, but adding in strengthening further reduced mortality. A cohort study is a type of observational study that follows a group of participants over a period of time, examining how certain factors, like exposure to a given risk factor, affect their health outcomes. And they concluded that the minimum effective dose of aerobic exercises for significant mortality risk reduction was 1 hour per week, with additional mortality risk reduction observed up to 3 hours per week. And for older adults, only a small decrease in mortality risk were observed beyond this duration. Well, this is where the third study comes in. These study observing around 100,000 adults for a number of years found up to 41% reduction in mortality with aerobic and resistance training combined. Well, a lot of us think that strength training is the most important, but these studies review those who did aerobic and strength training found a 41% reduction in the mortality rate. So it is the addition of strength training that gives us a huge benefit or significant benefit in regards to longevity compared to doing one or the other. You might have thought that strength training isn't going to be much different to aerobic exercises, since they're both a form of exercise, so it doesn't really matter which type you're doing. But the number one thing to do is aerobic still. But if you combine it with strength training, you're going to get an even greater effect. Now, one big reason why muscle training is so important is because its role in glucose metabolism. So basically, every time when you eat food and the sugar goes into your blood, and in response to that, insulin comes in to take the sugar out of your blood so as to maintain your stable blood sugar levels. And that is super important because if they becomes too low, that is in hypoglycemia, or too high, that is hyperglycemia, to the extreme, you could die. But glucose that has been taken away from the blood has to be stored somewhere. And one of those places are your muscles. So if you have less muscle in your body, you're going to have less place to store your sugar, making it harder for your body to regulate your blood sugar levels. It is estimated that as you get around 70, you will lose around 1/4 of your muscle mass. And as you get around 90, you will lose around half of your muscles. So it is super important that as you age or as you come closer to those years, that you need to do some strength training to maintain those muscle mass, because they are not only important for movement and look, but also for your glucose metabolism. Now, the question is, how much aerobic and resistance training do you need to benefit from a reduction in mortality? Now, in one of these studies, it was recommended that you need to do at least 1 hour of aerobic exercise per week to get some significant benefit. Less than that may not worth your time. They also found that maximum benefit to effect ratio was around 3 hours. Now, of course, more than that will give you more benefits. But the point is, if you get 6 hours, it is not necessarily going to be double the benefit compared to 3 hours. So I would recommend anywhere between 1 to 3 hours based on the research that we have just looked at. And regarding resistance training, one study looked at people that did around 1 to 2 times a week, and another study that did 60 minutes a week. So I would, based on that recommendation, 1 to 2 times per week at around half an hour each time. And of course, you can do more than that, focusing on compound exercises like deadlifts, squats, pull-ups, bench presses, and rows. But if you were to do that combined with around 3 hours of aerobic exercise, which actually isn't a huge amount, that could be around half an hour each day, you could get around 41% reduction in mortality or in your risk of getting disease. I hope you find the information interesting and useful. Of course, exercise are important, but don't forget the importance of your diet and avoidance of stress. This is because stress can have a significant effect on long-term health and well-being. So how you react today can predict your chronic health condition 10 years into the future. Research shows that overreacting, constantly worrying, and living in a state of perpetual anxiety can reduce your life expectancy. Many studies have found a link between anxiety-prone personality and shortened lifespan. The tendency to always react to frustration, loss, or threat with negative emotions is referred to as neuroticism. It could be that neuroticism is related to a high level of cortisol, a hormone that is secreted when someone is feeling threatened or stressed and experiences the flight or fight response. Too much cortisol has been shown to lower the immune system and affect heart health. Another factor in the relationship between neuroticism and lower lifespan may be that people are constantly anxious, stressed, and depressed, tend to engage in unhealthy habits. They are more likely to smoke, abuse alcohol and other drugs, any and all of which can lead to life-threatening conditions or accidents such as an overdose or car accidents. These are all examples of unhealthy or maladaptive coping mechanisms. So I hope the information I provided in this video will encourage you to take proactive steps to a healthier and longer life. Until next week, take care. Thank you for watching until the end. If you like this video, please click the like button. Please leave your comments below and share this video. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my future weekly video release. Please also subscribe to this channel. This is free of charge but will help the channel to grow. If you're interested in improving your health and fitness or losing weight, if you suffer from or wish to prevent back pain, please take a look at my book, which is now available from Amazon worldwide. Thank you.